Hey, brother, I'm going to tell you something about myself you may already know. I'm not a very tearful person. I don't easily weep at hard things, even though I've been exposed to hundreds of crisis situations, difficult counseling situations, heart-rending kinds of losses in the lives of people. At those times, maybe I'm just compartmentalized or maybe I'm professional. I don't know what it is, but I don't often weep in those situations. But I do weep, and increasingly now when I hear something that is tender or beautiful or redemptive. Like when one of my grandchildren writes me a very meaningful note, it brings tears to my eyes. When I see a movie and there's a true redemptive story and hearts are knit back together, that brings tears to my eyes. And I'm going to speculate now because I think this is what's happening in Nehemiah chapter 8. You know, they heard the word of the Lord, the priest explained it to them, and it says they understood it and they wept. And that's our word for the day. They wept. And I think it's automatic that we think they're weeping because they're under conviction. After all, the law increases our sensitivity to sin. It's not ibuprofen to our sin. In fact, it doesn't reduce the swelling or the inflammation. It increases it. And yes, I'm sure there was conviction there. But remember, they're hearing their own story. They're going back through the Torah and they're hearing about creation. They're hearing about Noah and his family rescued. They're hearing about the calling of Abraham and the birth of Isaac and Jacob. They're hearing about their slavery in Egypt and God's miraculous rescue of them and the power that God gave through Moses, and now the revelation of how they're to live in their promised land. And they're seeing in the law of God not just a bunch of rules. They're seeing how God has designed a society for them that is just and equitable, a society that's full of mercy and rest and recovery. And they're seeing all the beauty that is portrayed in the law of God. And I believe as they hear that, they're not only feeling a sense of regret and loss. They're not only looking back and saying, if only, if only. I believe what they're weeping about is, this is beautiful. This is the way I want to live. This is calling to my heart because I want to live this way under God's rule in his kingdom. I believe the people were weeping out of the beauty of what they're seeing. Listen to what David says about the law of God. And don't think about rules. Think about the first 5 books of the law of Moses. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The rules of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, even much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and drippings of the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is your servant warned, and in keeping them is great reward. That brings tears to my eyes to think how good God is. Despite all the things we might have missed and all the places we might have strayed and been disobedient, God is still coming after us as the providing, compassionate creator of the universe, who is also now our Redeemer. Let's rejoice, maybe with tears today, before the Lord.